Before I say a single word, I need you to look to your left. Now look to your right. Really look. Those people beside you, they have been through something. They have cried in bathrooms when no one was watching. They have rewritten their story at 2 inches the morning, fueled by nothing but prayer and a lukewarm cup of tea. They have doubted. They have stumbled. And they are still here. And so are you. That is not luck. That is grace. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I want to start right there in that verse, because before we talk about success, before we talk about goals and discipline and legacy, I need to make sure you understand who you already are. You were not an accident. You were not a backup plan. You were not a coincidence of chromosomes and circumstance. You were a deliberate, intentional, divine idea formed in the mind of God before the foundation of the earth. So when the world tells you that you are not enough, not smart enough, not connected enough, not light enough, not wealthy enough, I need you to have something to stand on. And this is that ground. You are known. You are set apart. You are purposed. Now I know some of you are sitting here from different faith traditions, or perhaps from none at all, and that is okay. The principle remains the same, regardless of the name you call it. There is something in you that was placed there before the world had a chance to damage it. Something original, something irreducible, something that belongs to no university, no employer, no algorithm, no follower count. That thing, whatever you call it, is your identity. And in 2026, your first assignment is to protect it. Who are you when no one is watching? We live in a time of performance. Social media has turned life into a stage and us into actors. We curate our pain. We filter our grief. We post the highlight reel and hide the bloopers. But identity is not built in public. It is built in private. It is built in the decision you make when no one is watching, when you could cut the corner and no one would know, when you could lie and it would be easy, when you could give 60% and people would still applaud. Your character is the person you are in those moments, and everything you build on top of it will only rise as high as that foundation will allow. Now, I want to tell you something that most commencement speakers won't tell you, because today is supposed to be celebratory, and what I'm about to say is not comfortable. The mountain you are about to climb has a dark side. There is a phenomenon I call the summit illusion. You see the peak from the valley and you say, if I can just get up there, everything will be okay. If I can just get the degree, and you got it. If I can just get the job. If I can just get the salary. If I can just get the house, if I can just get the title, and you climb, and you sacrifice, and you grind, and you get there, and standing at the top, breathless, victorious, you look around, and you realize, no one told me it would be this windy up here. No one told me I would feel this alone at the summit. No one told me that the people I stepped over to get here would not be here to celebrate with me. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and yet lose his soul? I have watched brilliant people arrive at success and find it hollow. Not because success is bad, success is wonderful, and I want it for every single one of you, but because they had no foundation beneath them when they got there. They had accomplished everything and become nothing. The 3 traps at the top. Let me name 3 traps that wait for you as you ascend. Trap 1. Comparison. The moment you achieve something, you will immediately find someone who achieved more. Social media will make sure of it. You will be shown, within seconds of your victory, every person who seems to have won more, done more, traveled more, earned more. Comparison is the thief of joy, and in 2026, it is armed and dangerous. Trap 2. Isolation. Success, if you are not careful, will make you lonely. You will outgrow some rooms and not yet be invited into others. Old friends will drift because the conversation has changed. New acquaintances will want something from you before they offer anything. The middle space between where you were and where you are going can be a terribly quiet place. Trap 3. Identity collapse. This is the most dangerous one. It happens when you tie your entire sense of self to what you produce. So when you fail, and you will fail, you do not feel like you made a mistake. You feel like you are the mistake. You do not feel like you had a bad quarter. You feel like you are a failure. I am warning you now so that when it comes, and it will come, you recognize the trap and you step over it. I want to reframe failure for you today, permanently. In school, failure was a grade, an F on a transcript, a scarlet letter, something to be hidden, explained away, apologized for. In life, failure is a curriculum. The most important education you will ever receive will not come from a classroom. It will come from falling flat on your face in front of people you were trying to impress. I will tell you something personal. There was a season in my life when everything I touched seemed to fall apart. A plan I had worked on for years collapsed overnight. A relationship I had invested everything in walked out the door. A version of myself I had built carefully, brick by brick, crumbled. And in that rubble, I found something I would never have found at the top. I found out what I was actually made of. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Not happiness, joy. There is a difference. Happiness is whether it changes based on what is happening around you. Joy is geography. It is the ground you stand on regardless of the weather. So I am not asking you to be happy when things fall apart. I am asking you to have joy, which means to know in the falling that you are being formed, that the pressure is not punishment, it is preparation. Fall forward. The physics of resilience. When a tree grows, the thing that makes its roots go deeper is the wind. A tree grown in a greenhouse with no wind will be tall and beautiful and topple the first time a real storm comes, because its roots never had to hold on. The storm you are walking into after today, it is growing your roots. But here is the principle I want you to carry, what I call falling forward. Every time you fail, ask one question and one question only. What did this teach me that success would have hidden? Because success can lie to you. Success can tell you that your strategy was brilliant, when really, you were just lucky. Success can tell you that your team is unnecessary, when really, they were carrying you. Success can confirm your biases and blind your growth. Failure is honest. Failure is the mentor who tells you the truth. So fail. Fail loudly. Fail expensively if you must. Fail publicly if that is the path. But never, never fail without extracting the lesson. The tuition has been paid. Make sure you collect the education. Let me give you a framework that I have used, refined, and watched transform lives. Most people confuse three things that are actually different: dreams, goals, and discipline. We use them interchangeably. They are not the same. Dreams. The permission slip. A dream is your imagination running at full voltage, unconstrained by budget, by time, by what people will think, by what is realistic. A dream is your soul whispering what it was made for. In 2026, I am giving you permission. No, I am charging you to dream bigger than what your current circumstances can accommodate. Because your dream was given to you at a size that is bigger than your present capacity on purpose. If the dream fit perfectly inside what you can currently do, you would not need to grow. You would not need faith. You would not need God. The dream is supposed to be too big. That is the point. Goals. The architecture A goal is a dream with an address. It has a deadline. It has metrics. It has a plan. It is specific enough to be held accountable. Most people live entirely in dreams and never build goals. They have vision boards and notebooks full of beautiful ideas that never leave the page because they never got broken down into the next concrete step. Here is my framework, what I call the 3 horizons. The 1-0 year horizon. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Not what you think is possible. Where do you want to be? Write it down in full, present tense sentences, as if it has already happened. Make it vivid. Make it specific. The 9-0 day horizon. What can you achieve in the next 90 days that would be a real, measurable step toward that 10-year vision? Not a year, not 5 years, 90 days. Short enough to feel urgent, long enough to build something real. The 2-4 hour horizon. What is one thing you can do today, not tomorrow, today, that moves you 1 inch closer? 1 email sent, 1 chapter read, 1 conversation had, 1 hour invested. If you have your 1-0 year vision and your 9-0 day goal, and you do something every single day, even something tiny, you are not drifting anymore. You are moving. And in motion, direction matters more than speed.
Discipline, the deciding vote. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. Motivation shows up when things are exciting, when the idea is fresh, when people are watching and cheering. Motivation is a great starter, but a terrible finisher. Discipline shows up on Tuesday at 6 a.m. when it is cold outside and you did not sleep well and nothing is exciting and nobody is watching. Discipline is the vote you cast for your future self when your present self would rather stay comfortable. The soul of a sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for consistency. There is a radical difference. Perfection is about never falling. Consistency is about always getting back up. A 1% improvement every day compounds to a 3-7-fold improvement over the course of a year. You do not need to revolutionize your life tomorrow. You need to be 1% better today than you were yesterday. Stack enough of those days, and you become unrecognizable to the version of yourself that sat in this auditorium today. Put yourself first, and here is what that actually means. Before I move on, I want to address the title of this address directly because I can already hear some of you bristling at it, especially those of you who were raised, as many of us were, to believe that putting yourself first is selfish. Hear me carefully. Putting yourself first does not mean being self-absorbed. It does not mean trampling others. It does not mean withdrawing from your community, or your family, or your faith. It means this: you cannot pour from an empty vessel. The most giving people I know, the most generous, most impactful, most transformative people are people who understand self-stewardship. They protect their rest. They guard their mental health. They invest in their own growth. They say no to some things so they can say a wholehearted yes to the things that matter. In 2026, there will be 1,000 voices trying to tell you what to do with your energy. Your company will want it. Social media will demand it. News cycles will consume it. People who have not done the work themselves will try to borrow yours. You must be the gatekeeper of your own spirit. Put yourself first, not out of arrogance, but out of stewardship. Because you were given this one life, this one body, this one mind, and God does not want you to run it into the ground in service of things that do not align with your calling. I want to talk to you about what success is actually for. Not what it feels like, not what it looks like, what it is for. To whom much is given, much will be required. You have been given much. I know you may not feel like it today. You may feel like you are starting from scratch, that others have advantages you do not, that the system is tilted against you. And in many cases, you are right. The system is imperfect. The field is not level. That is a real thing, and I will not diminish it. But the fact that you are here literate, educated, trained, credentialed, surrounded by people who believed in you enough to show up today, puts you in a category of global privilege that billions of people would trade places with without a second thought. That awareness is not a guilt trip. It is a compass. The ladder and the rope. There is a metaphor I want you to hold on to for the rest of your life. Imagine a ladder. Imagine that you are climbing it rung by rung, year by year. Some of you will climb faster. Some will reach higher floors. Some will find ladders that no one in your family has ever climbed before. Here is the question I want you to answer before I finish today. When you get up there, will you pull the ladder up behind you, or will you drop a rope? The ladder pullers are not bad people. They are usually just scared. Scared that there is not enough room at the top. Scared that helping someone else rise will cost them their own position. Scared that the pie is fixed. And every slice you give away is a slice you lose. But I need you to understand an economic, spiritual, and human truth. The pie grows when you share it. The tide rises for all boats when you create more water. The most successful people I have ever studied and met and sat with, and I have been privileged to sit with some extraordinary human beings, have not kept score. They have been aggressively generous. They have been mentors before they needed mentors. They have funded things. They have opened doors. They have called names in rooms where other people were not present to speak for themselves. Mentorship is not charity. It is compound interest on your legacy. Your specific assignment. I do not know your name yet, but I know this. Somewhere in this room is the first doctor in her family. Somewhere in this room is the first person to graduate with a 4-year degree in his entire bloodline. Somewhere in this room is a young woman who was told in specific and painful terms that she would not make it, and she made it. Your success is not just personal, it is representative. It is proof of concept for everyone who comes behind you. So when you make it, and you will make it, remember the people in your neighborhood who have the same dream and only need to see it as possible. Remember the student who will come through this same institution 5 years from now, wondering if there is a seat at the table for someone like them. Remember the child looking up at you who has decided, without ever telling you, that you are the template for what is possible. You are someone's evidence that the impossible is achievable. Do not waste that. Do not shrink that. Do not keep that to yourself. We are almost at the end, and I want to leave you with 3 words. Just 3. 3 words that I want you to tattoo on the inside of your mind and live out for the rest of your life. Claim it. Work. Reach back. Claim it. You must dare to call your future by name. You must speak it into existence before you can see it with your eyes. This is not wishful thinking. This is the biblical principle of confession, the psychological principle of intention setting, and the practical principle of clarity. Most people do not get what they want because they have never been specific about what they want. They live in the vague middle, wanting more, wanting better, wanting something different, but never drawing a line in the sand that says, this is what I am going for. Claim it. Put your name on it. Tell someone who will hold you accountable. Write it down. Read it every morning. Make your environment reflect it. Write the vision. Make it plain on tablets so he may run who reads it. Write the vision. Make it plain. And then run. Work. There is no substitute for this word. I am sorry. I know you were hoping I had a shortcut. I do not. Nobody does. Anyone who is selling you a shortcut is selling you something. Work is honorable. Work is holy. Work is the bridge between where you are and where you are going. Not hustling to the point of self-destruction, that is not what I am preaching, but deliberate, focused, disciplined, consistent effort in the direction of your calling. Outwork the doubt. Outwork the critics. Outwork the version of yourself that wants to settle. Outwork the circumstances that said you couldn't. They will debate your potential. You demonstrate it. While they are talking about whether people like you can make it, you are too busy making it to hear the conversation. While they are revising their theories, you are rewriting your story. Reach back And when you get there, and I believe with everything in me that you will get there, reach back. Reach back for the one who is 2 rungs below you. Reach back for your little cousin who thinks the world is too big and they are too small. Reach back for your community, your city, your nation, because legacy is not what you accumulate. Legacy is what you ignite. It is the fire you pass to hands that will carry it further than yours ever could. Think about the person whose reach back made it possible for you to stand here today. A teacher who saw something in you, a parent who sacrificed, a stranger who recommended, a God who kept making a way where there seemed to be no way. You are the return on their investment. Now go produce a return on yours. I want you to close your eyes for just a moment. Go ahead. I want you to think about the version of yourself 10 years from now. The version that did the work. The version that chose faith over fear every single time. The version that fell and fell forward. The version that built something that outlasted them. The version that reached back and changed a life. That version is real. That version is waiting. That version is not some fantasy. It is the logical conclusion of all the decisions you are about to make. Open your eyes. That person, that future version of you, has been waiting your entire life for this moment, for this handoff, for you to take the baton and run. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. In 2026, put yourself first, not selfishly, sacredly. Steward the gift that is your life, with intention, with faith, with discipline, and with love. Claim it. Work. Reach back. Congratulations, class of 2026. Now, go change the world.